Greetings. So, I have embarked on a new journey, if you all could not tell by the last video. And so, I'm currently in my master's degree program. And one of the assignments it's about this assignment and trying to figure things out as an adult learner. So, with the school, we have streaming, but I cannot figure out the streaming. So, I opted to write an essay. And so what I'm going to do is just read you all the essay, and but I still want to record it for my documentation on here. So we could either do an essay, we could do a video or self voice recording audio, and or we could have done a PowerPoint presentation. And I opted to do the essay because I write, but I also like to record, but I got to get it figured out. I'm not sure if my computer is compatible with the system or not, but till then we're gonna do it like this. Okay, my name is Batoya Fletcher, of course, and the course is AET 500, and the facilitator for the course, her name is Deb. Okay, so I'm just going to read you what's expected in the presentation or the essay. Reflect on your prior adult experience. Address the following in your assignment. Describe what it means to you to be an adult learner in a global world, including 3 traits of adult learning that you feel represent you. Describe a time in your life when you learned a new technology-based skill or application, such as new computer, new phone, new software, or a new app. Explain how you learned to use the new technology-based skill or application, and formal instructions, a user manual, how-to video, manufacturer provided tutorial, etc. Relate one traditional learning theory and one adult learning theory that best represents your experience learning the new technology-based skill or application, to include how each theory is represented in your learning experience, how the 2 theories are the same, and how they are different. Okay, and we're going to move along to the essay. And what I stated was, what being an adult learner in a global world means to me is to be a mature individual who is constantly having to adapt to the forever changing technologies in the new age environment all over the world. One of the main traits, which actually is my motivation for enrolling in this program, would be problem-centered. During my years of working in several different educational settings, I have observed a lot of broken pieces in leadership. The experience has been so bad to the point where it has jeopardized several individuals' mental health and physical health. I would like to one day be a solution to that problem. I have learned through raising my own child and teaching young adults by managing a school salon setting that the best way to lead is by example. If they see you working hard and advocating for them, they will have the drive to work hard too, and also to take great pleasure in making you look good. I can safely say, I guess this would be a little experience-based as well. My second trait, I would say, would be goal-oriented and practical. I definitely like to feel like I have accomplished something, which is the reason why I think I started college right after high school, but then stopped and started cosmetology school. One of the reasons being I am a more hands-on learner. The other reason being is that I had been through elementary, middle, and high school nonstop for years. For 4 more years, seemed like a long time. However, breaking my education up with graduating with a technical diploma first, then my associates, then my bachelor's, and finally my master sounds like a more doable plan for me. I had to see myself accomplish some milestones along the way instead of going straight through. Lastly, I would say I have to be self-directed, in control of my own motivation for learning. My example for this is my mom, who is also my number one mentor. She has her PhD and is a professor at my undergraduate alma mater, which is Albany State University. She, like myself, completed her university level education later in life. However, being a parent, which is totally understandable, she wanted different for me. She wanted me to go straight through after high school because she felt that as if though it would have been easier with no real responsibilities. And it would have been, looking at it that way. However, I had to really figure out what I wanted to do in life. At that time, obtaining a bachelor's degree was not it. I felt like back then I was too creative to work a 9 to 5. However, as I got into the cosmetology profession, I developed a love for mentoring others and helping them to develop their skill set. So that was my original motivation for going back to school. I am now enrolled in a master's degree program to mend the broken pieces of poor leadership in the educational setting. I am motivated, mentored, and inspired by YouTube, which is also my own life's purpose. Therefore, I wanted to start my own YouTube channel. However, I didn't know a thing about editing. Therefore, there's an application called CapCut that is compatible for Android users. So I recorded my first video on my phone, downloaded the app, and had to figure the rest out. I started by watching YouTube videos about the app and how it works. I then clicked the app and tried to follow the steps to get started. I also used Google to read the steps. Between the three, I finally figured it out. I would say in this day and age, the more traditional way of learning would be by watching steps via YouTube. I think the more adult way of learning would be reading the steps via Google. They were both effective in my learning experience. They are both similar in that they both deliver instructions to how to use the app. However, I think YouTube is for a more abstract thinker, and Google is for a more concrete thinker. And that concludes my presentation. My works cited I have not placed on here as of yet, but it would be our textbook and as well as Google search.